while Congress and the administration may not be able to move as quickly as the technology is developing, they will move. They are taking this more seriously than any of us can remember an issue being taken. I'm Paul Stimers. I'm a partner in the Public Policy and Regulation Group at Holland Knight, focusing on advising Congress and the administration about AI policy. Congress is paying a great deal of attention to AI right now. It's paying more attention to AI as a subject matter than any of us can remember Congress focusing on an issue without there having been a major crisis to motivate it. And we've seen in the Senate, there have been classified all senator briefings about AI, from Elon Musk to Mark Zuckerberg to Sundar Pichai. They've brought them together for day-long conferences where senators have been in the audience just listening to these discussions. And this is all preparing for what should be major legislation. At the same time, the Biden administration has put out a very substantial AI executive order. So we see two kinds of AI companies, broadly speaking. Companies that are creating AI, that are AI companies on the one hand, and they can be either sort of the actual large language model companies, of which there are very few, or companies that are building applications that are based on AI for other customers. And then the second set is companies that are doing business that is not itself AI related, but are interested in using AI to transform how they do that business. For the first group of companies, the companies that are AI companies, there we're seeing a tremendous amount of interest in what will be allowed and how will regulation take place. Will it be a liability-based model, which we think has a lot of interest on the Hill and in the administration? What will it look like? Will there be things that AI companies absolutely can't do? And then on the side of companies that are interested in using AI to advance the way they do business, I think there's just a much more significant interest in certainty. Less so what's going to happen, and more can we understand and predict what will happen. Because what those companies want to do is make sure that if they invest in AI, and if they pick a particular platform and a particular way of doing things, they don't want that investment to go to waste based on something happening down the line. There's a desire, I think it's fair to say, within Congress to differentiate between the company making the model on the one hand, ChatGPT, in this case OpenAI, versus the company that's using that model in an application. And if the fault lies within the application, then liability should arguably attach to the application designer. It's not necessarily ChatGPT causing the problem there, it's the application. Alternatively, if the fault lies within the underlying model, and there's no real way that the application designer could have known about that and corrected it, then perhaps liability should lie with the company doing the model. If they're interested in being in the U.S. market, it's going to be important for them to consider U.S. policy and the U.S. policy trajectory. At the same time, the United States is involved in ongoing dialogues with the EU in particular, and with a number of other stakeholders internationally, to develop an international approach, or at least to try to harmonize approaches. For the short term, I think we will see a legislative proposal or two or three within the U.S. Congress that it has heft, that is a real effort to bring things together. And will the U.S. Congress pass legislation within a year? I don't know, but it will almost certainly introduce legislation and take it up in a serious and meaningful way. Yeah, I think for founders, it's important to consider whether your business case depends on either regulation or the absence of regulation, how liability impacts your business case, whether you're already taking that into account or not. It's important to understand that while Congress and the administration may not be able to move as quickly as the technology is developing, they will move. They are taking this more seriously than any of us can remember an issue being taken. And we should anticipate that there will be activity very soon.